Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I'm Heather Darden. This is a short yin yoga practice. I like to use my mat. I always have a bolster or a rolled up Mexican blanket nearby just in case I need it. This is going to be a practice that is up on a wall. So make sure you have a wall that is free and clear. I would say you need about 5 feet by however tall you are, however long your legs are, in order to do this practice. If you can't do legs up the wall, you might want to choose a different yin practice. I'll have other videos with different yin style practices later. And let's get started. So, the bolster is if your back is feeling not great right up next to the wall. You can also just back your back away from the wall. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. To come up against the wall, take a seat sideways with your body right next to the wall. You want to be toward the end of your yoga mat because when you flip down and turn around, you're going to end up in sort of the middle of your mat. Here we go. So you tip back, and as you tip back, you also turn. And as you can see, you still have to kind of move yourself around. So from here, if your back is really tight, if you've been sitting down a long time, having your back, right now my bottom is right up against the wall, that can feel a little too much, that can be too much strain. So if you want to, you can place your feet on the wall and back your back away from the wall several inches so that now your legs are more of a diagonal rather than a vertical. Another thing you can do is you can take a bolster, press to your feet, take your bottom up, slide the bolster underneath you, and use that to support your back. That's what I'll be doing today. So the reason you see my legs is because that's where the focus is. Having your legs up the wall is a really nice rejuvenating practice. So once you get here, just allow yourself to melt. You can let your arms open out wide, let your feet go up the wall. Shake your feet out a little bit, shake your legs out, and then just allow yourself to find some stillness. So yin is really about getting the body free of any impediments to the free flow of prana or chi. So the poses are held for 3 to 5 minutes each. So each practice only has a few poses in it. You can use props like blocks and bolsters and belts if you need them. And you can always adjust yourself in the posture if you find something is getting too intense, especially when you're holding it for a longer time, like 5 minutes. So just tune into yourself. Notice how you're feeling with your legs up the wall. If you are comfortable closing your eyes, do that. If you're not comfortable with your eyes closed, just let your eyelids be heavy. Let the eyelids float down and allow your eyes to fall back into their sockets. Let your face completely release. Allow your shoulders to melt. Feel your arms get heavy. Allow your back to completely release. And allow your legs to completely release. And bring your awareness to your breath. Where in your body do you feel your breath? What kind of pace does your breath have? Can you tune in even deeper and notice how your body is feeling? Scan your body from the soles of your feet all the way out through the crown of your head. Notice where you can feel the energy flowing, and notice where it feels like maybe there's an absence or something blocking it, maybe a tightness or a tension. There's no right or wrong as you observe these things. There's simply what you find. Taking a few moments to be with yourself, to get to know yourself. Leaving some attention on how your breath is going and on how your body feels. Go a little deeper and notice how you feel emotionally. Your emotions may cycle through several different emotions as we practice. You may stay with one emotion throughout the practice. Just notice what is happening for you. There are no good emotions and no bad emotions. There's just whatever comes up. So just be with whatever you find. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring it all the way down to the bottom of your lungs. And sigh it out. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sigh it out. One more time. Inhale deeply. And exhale, sigh it out. The first one we're going to do is a nice shoulder opener. It can also open the hips. If you start feeling any strain or like you cannot breathe easily, please come down out of the pose, come back to just a simple legs up the wall like we're in right now. And take a moment to find your breath again, and then you can rejoin us or just stay with your legs up the wall. This is also a really great posture for rejuvenation. It allows you to let blood come from your legs all the way up to your brain, makes it a little easier. You get little bit of extra oxygen in your brain so you can be a little more creative, have a few more ideas. So we're going to come to a yin bridge on the wall. So bend your knees, place the soles of your feet onto the wall. You're going to press into the wall with your feet and take your bottom up. I took my feet down a little too far, so I'm going to walk them back up. Sometimes there's adjustments here. And just press yourself away from the wall with your feet, letting the weight come into your shoulder blades. Keep a bend in your neck. Don't allow the curve of your neck to flatten out. And just look up past your knees. Breathe deeply. This one is a more active yin pose. We'll be doing something a little quieter in just a moment. So really press the floor away, press into your shoulder blades, and breathe deeply. Make sure you're gently drawing your belly button in toward your spine and then up toward your face, giving your lower back a little support. We'll be here for about 2 more minutes. Remember, you can always come down. If you do come down, just come down slowly, vertebra by vertebra, and then straighten your legs out. While you're here, notice what's coming up. So for me, I like this one, but I also don't like it. There's so much going on here that for me it gets to be a little bit much. But I do like that it is a really good heart opener. It lets my shoulders completely relax. And it's a nice way to allow my hips to release without having to do any really huge stretches that can feel uncomfortable. A few more breaths here. You can also do a little bit of playing here. You can leave one foot on the wall and then point the toes of your other foot, take it off the wall just to see what happens. And then place your foot back on the wall. Take your other foot off the wall. See how that changes the balance. Excuse me, I'm having some allergies, so I apologize for the sniffling. Very slowly roll yourself down, coming back down to the ground and the wall. Shake your legs out for a moment and notice what has changed. There may not have been much of a change for you. There might have been a change in blood flow or where you feel your energy sort of pooling. Just notice what's happening. Bend your knees, bring them in close to your body. Press your feet into the wall and come to a child's pose against the wall, just to relieve any tension that might have developed in your lower back. I like to really press into the wall and take my back a little further down into the ground. And then lengthen out your legs and open them up wide into a straddling position. So you only want to let them go as far as you're comfortable letting them go. Mine will keep going, but I'm not necessarily comfortable with it in my inner thighs. So I'm going to gently bring my hands on the outside of my thighs and support them. They don't go any further than I want. You're still flexing your feet toward your head to keep any hyperextension in your knees from happening. And then just rest here Let your head be heavy. Let your legs be heavy. Let go as much as you can, even while supporting yourself with your hands. Some people like to support up higher. I do it lower. My legs are longer than my torso. So this is the way that works for me, but you need to figure it out for your body because everybody is different, and what works for me may not work for you. Yin is also a good way to figure out how your body moves in space, how it is in space. Just allow yourself to be here. You can close your eyes if you'd like to, or just let your eyelids be heavy. Allow your shoulders to release, even if your elbows are bent and you're gently supporting your legs. Let your shoulders relax down. Let your legs relax open. Flex your toes gently. You don't have to do like all the effort. Take it at about 50%. And bring your awareness back to your breath and back to the flow of energy in your body. One more minute here. Continue to melt your shoulders. Continue letting go of your inner thighs. Your legs might move throughout the pose. That's okay too. And you're always, always welcome to bring your hands on the outside of your legs. Gently draw your feet together up the wall. As you feel ready, gently draw your feet together. Bring them back up to the wall. And take a moment here. Absorb what you just did. Maybe shake your feet out a little bit. Bring your knees into your chest for child's pose against the wall, just to release anything, any tightness in your lower back or your legs. Press into the wall with your feet. Really feel the grounding earth energy come up through your back. And then gently release. So we're going to come down off the wall. If you have a bolster underneath you, take your feet up a little bit higher with your knees bent. Press into the wall. Slide the bolster out from underneath you. Bring your bottom down. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll to the side. Press into the floor. And come up gently. You can come to a kneeling position or an easy seated pose, whichever works best for you. We'll just take a minute to notice any changes. Notice the changes in your physical body. Notice changes in your emotional state. And notice any changes in the way energy is flowing in your system. Can you feel the prana taking a different path? Feel free to continue here with your practice, absorbing. If you need to move on with your day, just open your eyes very slowly, blink them, come back to this time and this space. Take a moment and send gratitude to yourself for your practice, for your breath, and gratitude to all those that came before us to bring this practice to us. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a wonderful day.